as well, so I haven't really been getting my reading done. So, hey Jen, I don't know if you're still here. Thanks so much for stopping in. Totally cool. If you gotta skip today, I hope you do have fun with your friend though. Good morning, Readers Retreat. Reading Writers Retreat, starting chapter 15. Awesome. Good morning. I hope everybody has their coffee, tea, breakfast, whatever. Morning, Em. Good to see ya. Good morning. So happy I can finally join these morning sprints. What a great way to get the day started. And I really think the same thing. I wasn't sure if this was going to work because like I'm an early bird, but I know a lot of people aren't. But this seems to be going off pretty well because I think a lot of us want to get our stuff done and finished and productivity completed in the mornings with a cup of coffee, few friends, and then get on with the rest of our day. Good morning, E.D. Lewis. How are you feeling today? I hope you're starting to feel better. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Let me know what you're drinking, what you're eating. I'm just having some water right now. I just finished a giant latte that Matt made for me this morning, as he usually does. He's actually here in the library today. He's helping me with a project that you guys don't know anything about yet. So I have so much on the go that he's decided to jump in and give me a hand because he needs a little bit of a hobby too. So you're feeling a little better. That's good. I know it was a really crappy time for you there for a little bit. So good morning, Matthew. Thank you so much for joining. What's everybody reading? I am still working on Demon Glass, which is the second book in the Hex Hall series. I'm reading it on audio. And actually, my car buddy that I go back and forth to work with, she's done and got onto the third book. So I'm like way behind. I really need to get some reading done today. So I'm really glad that I'm feeling better this weekend and we can get some reading done. House of Hunger and Drinking Coffee. Excellent. House of Hunger. I don't know anything about that one. Is it horror, thriller? Let me know. Yeah, so we're right into the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge too this month, which I'm really, really excited. Speaking of my car buddy, I told her that we're going to be starting a new book next week on our ride to and from work. And I've already read it, but it's the Turn of the Key, which is the kind of reimagining of the Turn of the Screw. I really enjoyed it the first time I read it, and I'm doing it as part of the Gothic Hearts challenge, and I think she's really going to enjoy it too because she's very much into thrillers, and that one's a really creepy one. Reading Rock, Paper, Scissors, a thriller. That sounds cool. I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm actually feeling pretty good this weekend. So I had my tattoo added onto, so you can kind of see where it's healed here. And then I had some extra work added in. So I was expecting actually to be pretty down and out this weekend with tattoo flu, but turns out I'm feeling pretty good. And this one wasn't half as bad as the last one because the last one I had my hand and that was really, really, really sore. It took a long time to heal. My knuckles were super spicy to get done. I had my wedding band actually touched up while I was there as well. But this wasn't bad at all. Spending time with nephews today, 4 and 6. Aw, that's cute. Just waiting for them to wake up. Reading Broken Hearts by R.L. Stine. Excellent. Glad we got some R.L. Stine in here for Valentine's Day. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, you know what? My artist is super talented, and he's just knocked it out of the park with this one, with all of the Celtic knots and everything. And then he put a big Hecate's wheel here, so I'm really, really pleased with it. I can't wait till it heals down and it, kind of looks really good all together. So, and then my next appointment is March 9th. So in a month, and he booked me in for a full day. We'll see how much I can take, but he's doing a full sleeve on this side, including my hand. So you guys will see that here in the coming weeks. Gothic horror from the same author who wrote The Year of the Witchling. Oh, okay. I've heard a lot about that one. It gets a lot of hype, gets a lot of praise. House of Hunger is vampire-esque, has characters loosely based on Elizabeth Bathory. Oh, I got to take a picture of that one because I love anything to do with Elizabeth Bathory. She's fantastic. The line work looks, you know what? He did a fantastic job, and the lines are fantastic. He really, I told him, I said, don't hold back, like really get in there with the ink. And he absolutely did. So yeah, I'm excited for my other arm. It's going to be like kind of like a cemetery theme. So full sleeve of cemetery theme. Hello. Hello. Good morning. I think I might go up and get another coffee eventually too. I'm trying to drink lots of water, but just been a complete caffeine gremlin lately. All right. Where are we? Almost 10 minutes in. So this sprint is going to work a little bit differently because I usually do 45, 45, and 30. But today, because I do have a lot to get through, I'm going to do 1 hour sprints and kind of more Kelsey style sprints, a little bit longer because I have so much to get through. And then, of course, we'll probably have people hopping in and out here. And yeah, going to do a minimum of 3. Not sure, how I'll be feeling after that. Maybe we'll go for a little bit longer, but we'll see how the day goes. I got some laundry on. I know a lot of us do laundry on these sprints. So we're going to hop in here. I don't have my stuff set up. Hang on one sec. Pomodoro Kitty. We're going to go for 1 hour. So I hope everybody has their books ready, coffee, tea, whatever. So we're going to go for an hour. I'm going to put on Demon Glass and start cataloging some of these books. So if you guys haven't heard me talk about it before, I do have the Bookshelf app that I'm cataloging all of my books in now, and it's fantastic. So if you've never heard of it, check that out because it's a great way to catalog your library. So I'm going to turn on the kitty, and we're going to go for, this reverted on me. We're going to go for 60 minutes. Set times. And here we go. Have a good sprint, guys. Hey guys, how did everybody make out? I actually got a lot of work done. We're cataloging Point Horror right now. So, like I said before, I'm using the bookshelf app. I just discovered it a little while ago, and it's pretty awesome. You just scan the ISBN of your book, and then it just goes on whatever shelf that you want. So, like I have a Fear Street shelf, a Christopher Pike shelf, and whatever. And it's great because then I can take it with me because you guys know my biggest struggle is when I'm out thrifting. Looking for books and wondering if I already have this or not or whatever. And you could put notes in there if it's damaged or, what year it is, what edition it is. So it's great. So I worked on that and I'm reading Demon Glass, book 2 in the Hex Hall series. And it's I have probably about an hour and 20 minutes left and it's actually just getting good. So happy with that. Em has lots of catching up to do, so she's doing laundry along with me. Hey, Kat, so good to see you. Just finished writing a review on Goodreads, reading New Orleans Morning. That sounds good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if anybody's missed it, I did put a massive book haul, another one, up on the channel this morning. It's all vintage books. And there's an unboxing there as well. And just a heads up, there is a giveaway buried in there also. So if you want to enter that. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to brunch with my friend. I've been having some health issues. Oh no, and it flared up. Well, I'm glad you're here on Sprints, Jen, but that's crappy that you had to miss out on brunch. I love brunch. I think brunch should be like a normal thing on a Sunday morning-ish, afternoon, whatever. Yeah. Excited for Sprints to read more. Yes. Did I read during Sprint? No. Well, that's okay. Actually, I took a little bit of a break during Sprints as well to throw on the Lost Boys soundtrack. So I took a little bit of a break from my reading too. So it's all good. And I'm glad we're open here with our reading and hopping into other things. Definitely need to check out that app, Forever Duplicating Books. Okay, so yes, please check it out. It is free and you get most of the stuff. There is like a pro one that you can buy. It's super cheap. I haven't bought the pro one, but even just the free one is perfect. And you can batch scan books. So like with these, I just stacked them up and hit batch scan for Point Horror, and the little thing comes down and it scans just like a QR code. So you just scan the codes on the back of your book and I can blow through a whole shelf in just a few minutes. So that's fantastic. And like I said, you can put in notes, what editions you have. If you got a particular book as a gift, you can put a note in there. And then what I really like is you can filter them or you can sort them. So you can put them in alphabetical order, you can put them in publication order, whatever you want. So I'm just blown away by this app. I haven't shut up about it for the past couple of weeks, actually. Put a load of laundry in the washer, made some peach tea. Ooh, peach tea. And read 23 pages. Now that's a big book. Yeah, like I said, I did get a little bit of reading done. I've got about another hour left of Demon Glass. I'm so far behind in my reading this year. I'm trying not to give myself too hard of a time about it, but it's difficult. But kind of like December, January, February this year have been really rough with my reading. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my ADHD is just acting up or I'm not sure. But I've been really, really slumpy and just kind of getting like bits and pieces of my reading done. So not very happy with that. Yeah, so check out the Bookshelf app if anybody wants to catalog their stuff. Headed into is it Super Bowl Sunday today? Is that today? Super Bowl party for the snacks. Have a great day. Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl, I don't know if it's all about the football. I think it's only about the football for some people and everybody else is just for partying or get-togethers or for the food, which I'm all about. Actually, yesterday I did show it in a vlog that I'm putting on my Patreon. We picked up some We went to Rocky Mountain Chocolate, which is like a fancy kind of place here, and they have these chocolate dipped sour keys, like these jumbo sour keys that they half dip in chocolate. And I bought a pack of those yesterday, so we're going to be diving into those later. I can't go overboard with it though because I don't want my sugars to get out of whack, but I will have one. It'll probably break my teeth off, but such is life. Sounds like a lot of fun. Have a great time. Yes. Does anybody else have Super Bowl plans today? All about the snacks. All of us, I think, are all about the snacks, especially on a Sunday. Behind my reading too, but what else is new? My issue just put way too many books on my TBR, which is, I think that's a problem for all of us, right? We always pick too many books and then get overwhelmed or don't get through them or whatever. And yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a big proponent on not giving yourself too hard of a time about it. Like this is supposed to be a hobby. And then, you know, we start these booktube channels and then all of a sudden there's all this pressure to read all of these books. I've never been one of those people that's like, oh, I read like 35 books this month, which some people are, and they can blow through them really quickly. And I'm kind of envious of that. But, you know, for a lot of us, just reading at all is hard to fit in sometimes, right? So have fun at the Super Bowl party. Finished New Orleans morning a couple of days ago. Excited for the book discussion. Oh, so is that part of the Mardi Gras readathon? There's so many readathons this month. Like we got the Gothic Hearts, we've got the Mardi Gras one. I think is the Fable one this month as well, and then there's Halloween and all the things. Place with chocolate in the name sounds like paradise. Oh, this place, you should see this place. It's so good. So of course I'm in Alberta, so the Rockies are just like down the road from us. So Rocky Mountain Chocolate is a big thing here. And for like a little box of chocolates, it's really super expensive. So we don't shop there very much, but these chocolate covered sour keys are so good. Everyone thinks about it. Yeah. More of a 5 to 10 books a month. You know, I try to get like, my goal is usually between 8 and 10. A lot of the times I don't hit it. It kind of depends on what I'm reading too. If it's a little bit heavier or a lot of those Gothic books, sometimes the language is really heavy. So it takes like a long time to get through it or whatever. Or like something like a YA, like I'm reading now, Demon Glass, like I can put it on like 1.8 speed or whatever and not even really think about it. So it kind of depends on the book. But yeah, it's been rough this year. I don't know what's up. Like I said, I don't know if it's my brain, but of course it's in the year that I set my Goodreads goal to 100 books. So hopefully I can make up some time in some subsequent months here with some shorter reads. New Orleans morning is a group read for the Mardi Gras readathon. Co-hosting with Lori. Yes. Oh, okay. So the last day is tomorrow. Last day is tomorrow, I think. No, 2 days from now. Today is February 11th. I don't even know what bloody day it is anymore. Like I'm just coming out of all of this overtime that I was working at work. And it's like, I didn't have a life. Like I literally got up, I started work at about 4 a.m. and then stopped long enough to go to the office, worked more, came home, worked more, and then went to bed by about 8 o'clock. So it was just work. So yeah, I don't even know what bloody day it is. Good thing is I'm like a salary worker, but they did pay me overtime, which was kind of nice. Ended up going a bit rogue and reading several books that were not on my February TBR, one DNF. You know, I quit doing TBRs a little while ago, probably about a year ago, because I found that I was more of a mood reader and it was actually making me more slumpy that, you know, I went and I picked out all of these books at the beginning of the month. And so I just stopped making them. Like I don't even do TBR videos anymore. Typically, sometimes I'll put together like a pile of possibilities like I did for, I think it was Halloween. I did that and that worked a little bit better. So it kind of took the pressure off that you have to stick to a particular TBR. 2 books so far this year. My Goodreads goal was 1 book. So I'm killing it. Well, I mean, you're ahead of the game, right? So That's good. Yeah, I set my Goodreads goal too big, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, phases of life and stuff. I know there's gonna be some months where I read like 15 or 20 books, especially if they're a little bit shorter. So, yes, good job, Em. Excellent. Finish 2 books. I've been juggling a bunch. I know you've been super busy. I know we've been chatting and you've been had a lot on your plate. So, we just can't put too much pressure on ourselves, right? Generally read between 5 and 8. Yeah, so I think most of us here we target, say between 5 and 10 bucks. And then don't really stick to it that much because like the pressure is just astronomical sometimes. Yeah, I know, TBR videos and wrap-ups. So what I've started doing, because I don't even do monthly wrap-ups anymore because like that hard stop at the end of the month, I was finding a bit weird as well. So I stopped doing TBRs and I stopped doing monthly wrap-ups, but what I do now is recent reads. So like if I read, say I haven't done one for a while, so I've got to do one that's just say month reads that I did in January and February. There was no hard stop at the end of the month, and I found that's a little bit more reasonable for myself. I mean, we're all going to be different, right? Reading has slowed way down the last month, but I think it's normal with the hobbies. So the other thing is too, like, I mean, we all have our other hobbies. I'm trying to get I don't want to give anything away. I'm trying to get a couple of other projects on the go. I'm hoping to launch them this year. I've just started my Patreon. Matthew is helping me with another project that I'm actually going to pay him for. Which sounds kind of funny, but once it launches, you guys will understand. And so I have all of these things that I want to do, but also I'm kind of wondering, is it like seasonal depression a little bit too, just with the time of year? Maybe I'm a little bit tired and obviously I have work stuff going on and stuff too, but if other people are finding that they're slowing way down, maybe it's a little bit of seasonal depression in there too. Goodreads goal is 50 and I'm good with that. That's a perfect goal. 50 is actually very achievable. I think the most I've read in a year was 89, way back when I first started doing this. I think it was in 2020 or 2021. It was, I read 89 books. I think I'm abandoning TBRs. Yeah. I haven't filmed one specifically for a month since November, sticking with readathon TBRs. Well, and that's the other thing too. So even like when I did my Gothic Hearts reading challenge video, because I'm a co-host for that, and I've kind of failed at that too, just because of everything going on. But I put in there like my choices for each one of the categories, for each one of the prompts. Every single one of them has changed, I think. So I shouldn't even just mention what I'm going to read. I should just, just go with whatever I feel like at the given week that I want to throw on. Goodreads challenge is 65. Already at 6. Oh, wow. Already at 16 puts me 9 books ahead. Wow. Good for you. Just getting ahead is a little bit good, a little bit better too. And I like to be ahead on mine too, because then if I do go into a slump, then, it gives a little bit of leeway and then you're still on your goal, even if you do fall behind in a couple of months. I'm not stressing myself out about reading. It's meant to be fun. Exactly. And, I think just this whole booktube thing for people like Kat and I, or even if you're on Instagram and your page is mostly books, like it just comes with this pressure that we don't even mean to put on ourselves. And I mean, nobody is going to judge you really, I think, in our community for how much you're reading or not reading. I really don't think there's a whole lot of people that would do that. But it just comes with yourself, right? And I mean, like for me, I'm a perfectionist. So if I fall behind on a goal, like I really kick myself about it. And I'm trying not to do that. Supportive spouses. You know what? Let me just tell you, I have the most adorable husband on the planet, and he treats me like a queen. I live life on a very high pedestal, and he makes sure that I don't lift a finger most of the time outside of my booktube and work. So I'm a very, very lucky person, and I think everybody deserves a partner like my Matthew. It's not set in stone. Yeah, exactly. And the good thing is those Goodreads goals, you can actually bring it down if you want, or you can put it up. There was one year that I put it up because I read 50, but it must have been that year that I read 89 books because I think I set it at 50 and then I put it up to 75 and then I read even more than that. So I felt really good about that. Recent health issues combined with major depressive disorder have definitely affected my reading. Leaning heavily into mood reading. Yeah, mood reading is kind of like it's very therapeutic, I find, because you're just kind of going with what your brain is doing at any given moment. The other thing that I find that really helps, or a couple of things that really help, is short story collections. I find really help short books, novellas, that kind of thing obviously really help. And then having a couple of different mediums that you're reading in. So, like, not reading just physically. So, you're kind of changing it up so you can just experience books in different mediums, like so going from, say, physical books to audiobooks or whatever. And I feel you, man, because I have bipolar and also major depressive disorder, and I've been really lagging lately, so I feel you. If anybody needs to reach out for any support, I mean, it's funny because some people, like, they reach out to me on Instagram for whatever, and they're like, "Oh, hey, sorry for, reaching out," or, "Am I bugging you?" or whatever. Never. Like, we're all friends here, right? It's not like I never feel bad when anybody reaches out. So if anybody's struggling with slumps or just needs to vent about something, please, like, send me a message and we can chat about it because I need that sometimes too. Yes, so much pressure on booktubers and bookstagrammers. Absolutely, there is. Try not to stress about it. And it's so funny because some people, like, are just starting out channels and, they're struggling with viewers or algorithm or crappy comments or whatever. And it's just like, don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's supposed to be fun. And I have to remind myself of that. Looks like I'm behind on Goodreads, but that's only because I haven't written reviews for books that I've read. Oh, well, there you go. In the process of catching up, but it goes hand in hand with my Write 24 and Write 24 and 24 daily goal. Oh, I haven't heard about that one. That's an interesting goal. I'm really bad with the Goodreads reviews. I have to sometimes I just put a star on it or like that I finished it and I don't even bother to write a review. I have to be a little bit better with that. Mood reading is good for the soul. It is. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. A lot of us, I think, and I know I'm not the only one and you guys aren't the only ones, but I think a lot of people are starting to abandon doing TBRs these days, and just going with where the wind blows. Just started reading Out There Screaming this morning. Wow. That sounds interesting. Let me snap a picture of that one because I want to look that up. That's a slam bang title. You're such a good friend, Liz. Thank you so much. And I really do try to be kind here. And I mean, it is who I am. Like, I'm not any different outside of BookTube. Um, but we've all created amazing friendships here. I appreciate you guys so much because I have my own struggles that I've gone through, especially over the past couple of years. And it's just great to have people to talk to that are like-minded and we can open up to each other and not feel any kind of judgment. I appreciate you too, Jen. Really, like, Jennifer and I just connected recently and it was just like instant friendship. So we do really have the best community here. I think when you first start your booktube channel, you fall in the trap with everyone else doing instead of doing your own thing. I'm feeling my way through this. Yeah, we do. We do fall into the trap of what everybody else is doing. And, you really got to make it your own, right? And just be genuine. Like, one thing I can't stand is like people that are almost fake. We don't get it a whole lot in our community, but just in YouTube in general. And everything is just very dramatic and loud and crazy and all of that kind of stuff. Just be genuine, be yourself, and make your channel your own. Don't follow what anybody else is doing. And I think a lot of us are learning that this year. I know Dave from Book Blather had this conversation on his channel a little while ago that he's not going to hold back with like his thoughts or anything like that. And people are going to think what they think, right? And I think that's really important. Mood reader by nature. Me too. New to booktube and definitely not getting too many views. The algorithm is really hard to hit. It's super hard, especially for books. Just trying to embrace the mentality of having fun with it. Exactly. And you're going to get your community and stuff like that eventually. And, the view count and all of that is not really going to matter anymore. And it's super, super, super hard, especially because you don't have huge channels and we're not talking about anything like super dramatic, so you're not going to get that clickbait really. And I mean, it's books, right? You're going to appeal to a certain group of people. Only do currently reading videos instead of TBRs. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Currently reading, and then with me I do my recent reads, so instead of like a monthly wrap up, just very casual. And I think kind of that's the way to go. And it's the way a lot of us are going. It's the anthology edited by Jordan Peele. Oh, that is so cool. Subtitle is an anthology of new Black horror. And it is Black History Month, of course, which perfectly fits in. I watched Nope earlier, well, I guess in 2023 by Jordan Peele. And it was one of those movies that like everybody was ranting and raving about it. And I watched it. I was like, I really didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. I don't know. I know Jordan Peele is brilliant, and I've actually seen him in a lot of interviews and stuff, and like horror documentaries and crap like that you see on Shudder. And but that one, Nope. I didn't get it. Check out your channel, Literary Love. Sometimes it's hard to find. It is hard to find people on YouTube. And you know what? I'm actually really upset with myself because I started doing like shout out videos about halfway through last year, and then they just fell off, and I've got to start doing that again. The only thing that I hate is that whenever I get shout outs on other people's channels, I'll get people come to my channel and they'll subscribe, so I'll get like 20 new subscribers, and then within a few days people unsubscribe. So if you go to watch these people, just make sure they're for you before you actually hit the subscribe button. And then if you do, stay on there for, some time before unsubscribing, if you're going to do that at all. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with doing shout outs is people go and watch other people's channels, and then all of a sudden, they take away their support, and that's going to mess with your algorithm, right? But I do have to get into doing those shout outs again. It is really hard to find people, and people have fantastic channels. And even for mine, like I've been doing this for 3.5 years now, and I only just hit 1,000 subscribers. It's been a long go to try to get to that level. And funny enough, I found since I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, it must do something to the algorithm, because I find that I'm getting more views now. Even change the way I've structured my readathons and how I'm participating in them. And that's the thing. You can't put like too much pressure on whatever it is you're doing. Like I know Kat, we're discussing Old School April right now, and just really trying to have it loosey goosey and lots of fun for people, and not try to pigeonhole too much, but still give some guidance on theme and stuff like that. Yeah, so everybody go check out Jen's channel, Literary Love. If you're not on there, she's also on Instagram and does the most amazing like photos, like setups, and she's fantastic. Absolutely loved Get Out and Us. Nope, didn't work for me either. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Thought the cinematography and acting was stellar, but the plot just didn't grab me. And apparently, like, because a lot of people have said, like, oh, if you didn't like it, then you didn't get the point. And I'm like, clearly, I did not get the point. Maybe it was just supposed to be one of those really beautiful cinematic sort of films. I'm not really sure. Watched the movie Talk to Me last night. Oh, I've been I've been wanting to see that one. I missed it in the theater. I think I was sick, and we had planned on going to see it. I missed it, and then just haven't had a chance to watch it. I really need to watch that one. It's supposed to be fantastic and like super scary. Then fair weather friends, some people show up for you that are the ones that keep you out of the toilet of comparison. Yeah. Yeah. Excited for all we're you know what? We have this, like, thread in Instagram where, like, all of the hosts from last year, because I think it was last year was the first year we did co-hosts, and, we've all been chatting, like, all year. It hasn't died, so, like, Old School April is becoming this big thing, and I love it, and I'm here for it. Actually, I had to tell Kelsey I wanna change one of my host recs because ADHD. Uh, Jen is wonderful, love her channel. Yes, we do. Thank you. If it helps people, a significant break on social media had very little impact on my site's reader or listenership. So that's interesting. So all that pressure I felt was ultimately for nothing, and that was an eye opener. And you know what? I found when I had to tell people that like I needed to take a break for a little while, or there was gonna be no video on a particular day that was gonna be an upload. People are, like, genuinely pretty nice when it comes to that kinda stuff, and, my viewer count didn't go down either. So, you know, take a break when you need it and rejuvenate, and that's what I had to do over the past couple of weeks, but first it was because I was busy, and then I just needed a little while to recuperate, and then I was more than happy to jump back into all of my social media stuff. Talk to Me is so good. Maybe we'll throw that on tonight. It's supposed to be really good, isn't it? Oh, Kat liked Nope. Not the same as Get Out or Us, but different. Love the cast. And I really like the cast too, and the acting was really, really good. It was just the whole plot. I'm probably gonna say something that might tick some people off, but we actually watched, or I found it at the thrift store on DVD. We watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind last year for the first time, and we both, because it's a classic, right? And it's supposed to be so good. And Matt and I are like, we watch vintage movies all the time, and neither one of us had seen it before. So we threw it on, and neither one of us liked that one either. So which is funny because usually those vintage kind of 80s movies, especially like Spielberg or whatever, um, we're very much into, but that one didn't work for me either. I'm on a break and it has been glorious. I'm having more fun just joining sprints and watching videos as I can. And you need to do that. What I'm really behind on is watching other people's videos and making sure that I comment. And sometimes like I'm really bad with the commenting because I actually watch it on my TV and then I don't go back and comment on it, and I'm really trying to rectify that. You know, it's a long one. It's like 2.5 hours. So it's a super, super long movie. And then I really didn't think there was a whole lot of payoff, if you know what I mean. So that's how I felt about Close Encounters. Okay, guys, we're going to jump into sprint number 2. I'm going to continue with cataloging. Hopefully I'll finish Demon Glass, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. So another hour-long sprint. So hopefully you guys are still with me, and we're going to get some productivity done today. Just starting up the Pomodoro Kitty, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Hey guys, how did everybody make out? I actually had to do a change of activity here because I was starting to get a headache from sitting on the floor for so long. So I'm actually editing a vlog that I'm doing for my Patreon. So I am reading that Blair Witch book that I found a couple of weeks ago. So that's been a lot of fun. And we've got some other activities going on. So I figured I'll take a break from doing stuff in the library because I was just starting to get a headache and come over and do some editing. So hopefully you guys got a lot of reading done too. Content creators let their friends know they're taking a break, they appreciate it and give support. Absolutely. I need a break kind of fairly frequently actually, and I think a lot of us do. Like we're not doing this for jobs, right? We're doing it as hobbies, so we need a break every once in a while. I was saying to Kelsey last week, sorry, I've got like the second skin from my tattoo is like starting to look all gungy and it looks awful. I was saying to Kelsey last week that I think I'm actually going to start taking like scheduled breaks. So, like, say every long weekend that we have, I'll take like an actual scheduled break. So then I don't need to disrupt my schedule as much and like spring on people that I'm not going to be posting. So, part of Close Encounters of the Third Kind was filmed near where I live. Haven't watched it in years. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of it's kind of like in a really deserty kind of area. It's been a little while since we watched it, but it's such a long movie, and I think we started getting towards the end and we were like, we're just not enjoying this, so we agreed to shut it off. So I don't think we even technically finished it. Kat, did you finish your book? I'm hoping you did. That's pretty cool, Jen. It is. We have some filming locations here actually in Alberta. Kind of Alberta, BC is really popular for like Canadian filming locations. And I think they come up here because it's a little bit cheaper. Hey, Jackie. I don't know if you're still here or not. Thanks so much for stopping by. I haven't talked to you in a few days. Um, so let's touch base really, really soon. I was wondering if you were going to pop in today. 20 pages left of your book. Awesome. So it sounds like you're going to be finishing that up today. Moved to my office and ended up reading about 20 pages of my current read, Prisoner of Despair by Chad Miller. It's intriguing so far. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Yeah, I came over. I have had a change of scenery too. I came over to my desk and Matt brought me down some lunch, early lunch. We're really early risers. We're usually up by about 4:30 a.m. So that makes breakfast early, so that makes lunch early. So he just picked up one of those rotisserie chickens from Costco and a salad kit and brought me down some lunch while I do my editing here. Schedule breaks sound like a good idea. Yeah, I think I really got to do that because then it's something to look forward to, right? And it's not like you just get to a point where you can't do it anymore. And then it's like, I'm on a break right now. So I think I might start doing that. Page 32 and Out There Screaming. I also chatted with my husband and menu plan for the week. We do a little bit of menu planning. Matt usually does some food prep on Sundays. He usually makes like really big salads or Buddha bowls and stuff like that for the week. So he does a couple of days worth of prep. And then we don't do too much meal planning anymore because we don't typically eat dinner during the week because we go to bed super early. So I've actually bumped most of my meals up to kind of around the middle of the day. And I find it really, really helps with my sugars because I'm not eating close to bedtime. Finished my cleaning and downloading the bookshelf app. Ooh, excellent. Let me know what you think of that. I'm really enjoying it. It's going to make it so much easier for when I'm out and about, and then I can check to see what friggin' books that I already have and then I'm not buying duplicates because that's starting to become a problem. Slowly getting through my physical read for Gothic Hearts. Excellent. Might have to make some changes for some of the other reads, and I'm doing that too. I think I already mentioned that today, that I'm changing up some stuff. So I am still going to be reading The Turn of the Key next week with my carpool buddy. I think she's really going to enjoy that one. And actually for the vampire read, because I think I was going to read Queen of the Damned, and then somebody mentioned that it's a hard sequel to the Vampire Lestat. And it's been years and years and years since I read that one. So I decided to reread Carmilla, actually, because I saw that Lauren from Happy Haunts Library is reading it, and I haven't read it for a couple of years, and I really, really like that book. Super short, so I think it's going to be perfect because I am a little bit slumpy, and then I can knock it out pretty quick. I already know the plot and everything, and it's just kind of one of those comfort reads. Like, it's super eerie, and I really like kind of the eroticism of it, I guess. So it would fit perfectly. So I think I'm going to change my vampire pick to Carmilla, and then we've got the Turn of the Key, and then we're reading, of course, the pick for the Haunted Victorian book club this month. Also, that will fit into like the large estate kind of thing. So yeah, I'm changing up some of my reads too. The rotisserie chickens, they're definitely a go-to around here. They're just the quickest thing to pick up, and they're super cheap. So it's easy just to pick that up and throw it on a plate rather than spend too much time thinking about meals. And then with me in the middle of editing and Matt's working on a few things too, it was just kind of the quickest thing. And I really like, we also got the dill pickle salad kit from Costco. That one is our favorite. Up here in Canada, you can usually only get like two different ones. It's either the dill pickle one or the Asian one. And I ate the Asian one so much that I think I'm just kind of sick of it, but I really like the dill pickle one. My hubby cooks a couple of things on Sunday for the week. Yeah. He's got white beans in the crock pot and we'll add shrimp. Oh, so we actually picked up some popcorn shrimp yesterday. Maybe we'll throw that on for a light dinner with some sauce, some cocktail sauce or something. I'm really excited to eat them. I only started eating shrimp this year, actually. For years and years and years and years, I didn't eat it at all because I didn't like it. But I guess when you get older, like your palate changes. And I've decided I like shrimp all of a sudden. So there's that. It's a hard sequel to the Vampire Lestat. Carmilla is a good choice. It's such a good book. Yes, and it's one of those things, like, I think like a lot of people haven't read it. And I know I talked about it on the channel before when I read it, but I do want to talk about it again for the Gothic Hearts because I really think it's such an underappreciated book. And like I said, it's super short, so you can knock it out pretty quickly. Looks like I won't be getting to Bluebeard's Castle this month. That's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Some people are having some interesting conversations in the Haunted Victorian Discord about Bluebeard's Castle, so I'm excited to get to it. I haven't started it yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get it on audio or read it physically. I'll probably read it physically because we're doing another one on audio, and then we'll talk about it. Sounds delicious. Yes. I need to get down for some Southern cooking, ladies. Sounds good, Kat. Yes, absolutely. We're all going to Kat's house for dinner. Nice change from red beans and sausage. That sounds pretty good to me, too. Kat, you and your hubby sure know how to eat well. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Every time she's on here, she talks about the most delicious food. But I have to say, my husband's pretty good at cooking too. He used to be a line cook back in the day, so he usually takes care of all of the food prepping. And I think feeding me is part of his love language. So I usually just leave most of the cooking to him. I do hop in there occasionally because we have our things that we're really good at. I'm really good at like Sunday roast dinners. Sometimes we'll have that. And doing ribs is usually one thing that I do as well. He makes really, really good cauliflower wings. He's perfected the cauliflower wing recipe from back when I was vegan. So we do have that fairly frequently still. It's delicious. Yes, Carmilla, you know what? It does deserve more love. And I know that I think it's a show adaptation that came out a few years ago. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's like very, very, very loosely based on the idea, so I didn't even bother with it. Getting ideas for Tuesday supper now. Everybody's hungry. I've got my pop too. I really need to cut back on the Diet Pepsis. Like, it's my crutch. It like, pop and coffee are such a big thing for me, like, I don't drink alcohol, so I guess this is my version of alcohol that I need to cut back on. Cauliflower wings sound yummy. Yeah, he does them in these, like so he, like, dredges them first in spices and flour, and there's, like, a lot of garlic powder and stuff in it, and then he does an egg wash and does panko breadcrumbs and then fries them, and then he'll either have them dry or he'll toss them in a mixture of barbecue sauce and hot sauce, and it's so good. We have date night every Saturday night with a movie, and it's just perfect. Like, our friends literally come over for Matt's cauliflower wings. I'm the crock pot casserole one pot pro. And Jeff is the master of everything in the kitchen. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with one pot meals, right? Especially with a family the size of yours. Want to eat lunch trying to decide. I fully recommend the dill pickle salad. And I've got a little bit of chicken left here to eat too, so hoping to get this vlog finished up for editing on this last sprint, because I want to I actually wanna take a nap. I'm a little bit tired. Our weather has been swinging, so it's, like, warm, and then it goes super cold, and then it'll warm up again by, like, 20 or 30 degrees within 24 hours. So anybody who has problems with, like, any kind of vestibular issues or migraines or whatever, it's usually really bad, and I'm starting to feel a bit of a headache come on, so I definitely wanna lie down for a little bit and then finish up my reading this afternoon and probably put on a movie a little later. So just gonna chill for the rest of the day. So one more sprint, guys. So I'm gonna throw it on for another hour, and I'll see you guys on the other side. How's everybody doing? I'm actually really proud of myself. I finished Demon Glass about 7 or 8 minutes ago, and I've been watching TikTok ever since. But I actually did get a lot done this morning. We started at 8. It's almost noon. So yeah, 4 hours, another 10 minutes be 4 hours. So I got some cataloging done in the library. Matt took some pictures for me for another project that we're working on. I finished Demon Glass and I edited a vlog. I mean, that's a lot for 4 hours, right? I mean, I think so. I'm exhausted and I need a nap because I'm over 40. But I mean, I think that's pretty good. How are we all doing? Edie, I think, is gone. Yes, go get some rest, my friend, and get some lunch. We're into Sunday afternoon now, so we have to start the rest of our productivity for the day. We've been having swings in weather too. Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, killer headaches. So here we call them Chinooks, and it's when the warm wind from British Columbia comes through the mountains, and it causes like really drastic pressure changes. Like the other day it was minus 21 and then it went up to +2 like within a couple of hours, and it's awful. It's the worst, literally. Pre-ordered an Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson. Dark Academia spin on Carmilla. Oh, I need to know this. I need to read this. S.T. Gibson did A Dowry of Blood too, right? Yeah, same author that wrote The Dowry of Blood, which I actually do have on my reading list for February as well. So we'll see if I get to it. I really want to read it. It's got some really good reviews, and I've heard the writing is really good. So this An Education in Malice, I definitely want to read that. You're a rock star. I switched loads of laundry and now eating lunch. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how much I got done this morning. That's fantastic. I'm gonna go chill for the rest of the day though. I have all of my laundry to put away that Matt washed this morning. So I mean there's that. So hopefully I'll actually get a little bit more audiobook reading done. Congrats on finishing a book. You know, when you're slumpy and like not really feeling it, like finishing anything it feels so good. And that Hex Hall series is, I think, really underrated. Like it's super old. It came out in like 2012 or 2014 or something. It was really good. So that's book 2. So we'll be starting book 3 right away here for sure. I've got to catch up to my carpool buddy so we can start reading together again. You definitely been productive today. I made it to page 53 and out there screaming and scroll through Instagram. I need to catch up with some of my content planning too. Maybe I'll take a little bit of a break and do some content planning later on today. The writing is stunning. I need to get to that. That's it. I need to pick it up. And I need to pre-order that other one. Took my dog for a walk and caught up on a podcast. I love podcasts. What are you listening to? Awesome to get so much done and still have the rest of the day. Yes, we are just here. It's almost noon. Ate lunch and have 4 pages left of my book. Awesome. So we've got somebody else finishing a book. Kat's finishing her book too. Have to run. Bye, Kat. Talk to my sister. Thanks for sprints. So I think I'm going to sign off here, guys. I think we've all been pretty productive this morning. I really liked extended sprints. So it kind of depends on what I have going on the rest of the day and how I'm feeling. But, you know, this was pretty good. This is the longest sprints that I've done. So I really enjoyed having my morning with you guys. But I'm going to go spend some time with Matt and get some other stuff done. Have a nap, maybe take a couple of Tylenol. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and get some reading done. And we'll touch base next Sunday. Bye, everybody.